In this video, I'm going to do an unboxing of a touchscreen Chromebook made by Acer, so let's get to it. Now, up until this point, the only way to get a touchscreen Chromebook would be to buy the Chromebook Pixel, and that's quite an expensive device. And as I've mentioned before on my channel, that device kind of rubs me the wrong way. Sure, it's a device with a premium build quality, but it's still way too expensive. And to me, Google is a company that offers you great products at a great value. And that great value is generally either free or at a low price. Now, obviously, Google makes money by advertising to me. And to me, that's a fair exchange. So unless somebody gives me a Chromebook Pixel, I don't anticipate buying one. But I don't have to, because Acer has come up with a Chromebook that has a touchscreen. Now, you might argue that, Chrome OS doesn't need a touchscreen interface. And that might be the case, but this channel is called Tech Harvest, and I like to try out new tech, new gadgets, and this little laptop just showed up on my doorstep today. So without any further ado, let's get this box open, if my cat doesn't mind handing over the trusty cutter to me. So I think the seal, no, there's a little bit of a seal there. Let's get it on this side too. I think it's pretty much broken off there, and let's just slice this down the middle here. Now, I got this from Amazon.com, and this Chromebook retails for $2.99. So a lot of the Chromebooks on the market are around that price tag. You can get a version of this without the touchscreen for $1.99, so $100 less. So my cat is giving it the once-over here. Let's see what he thinks. He'll love the paper, and I'll love the Chromebook. So when I give him the paper, he can play with that, and I will play with this. So here we go. It's the Acer Chromebook C720P Touch. And it looks like a lot of the other Acer Chromebooks that are on the market. So let's take a quick tour around the box. It's a small box. This is an 11.6-inch screen, I believe, just like most of the Chromebooks on the market. But you have a representation of what it looks like here, and of course you have all the Google apps that come with it. You have your nice little carrying handle here, Intel inside, and this is one of the Haswell-based processors in here. So taking a look at the back of the box just gives you a little caution here that there's a lithium-ion battery in there, of course a representation of the Chromebook there. This has an Intel Celeron processor, 2955U, and it's again an 11.6-inch HD multi-touch LCD screen. It has Intel HD graphics, and it has 2 gigs of DDR3 low-voltage memory. The storage on this is somewhat of a departure from regular Chromebooks. Regular Chromebooks come with 16 gigabytes of flash storage. This one actually comes with 32 gigabytes. A 32 gigabyte SSD is on board here. It also has an Acer Crystal Eye HD webcam and a 3-cell lithium polymer battery. So we'll see how that actually works with how much battery life I do get out of it. So let's break this seal here. Grab my trusty cutter again here. So let's open this up here. So the first thing we have here is the Acer C720P Chromebook Setup Guide. Really shouldn't need that because Chrome OS is very easy to operate and set up, but in case you do need it, it is available there. Then we have, what is this? Explore Beyond Limits, International Travelers. That's some sort of documentation some more documentation with this Chromebook. I don't think I'll even open that up. And here we go, in a nice little cloth baggie is the Chromebook itself. But let's go to the cords first. Here is your basic power cord, a little bit of a departure from the original Acer Chromebook, or one of the original Acer Chromebooks. I'll actually pull that out in a second because I do have that. I'll show you the comparison between the two. And then of course here is the brick part that plugs straight into the device. And then of course you plug your power cord over here. You got that end, plug it right in there. Alright, the main event right here. Let's pull this off of the sides here and get it out of the little baggie here. So the first thing you'll see is the Chrome logo and Acer branding on here. And it's very similar to, again, the other offerings from Acer in the way it looks. You have that gunmetal gray, all matte plastic. On the back, you basically just have some venting here, and of course the hinge. On the right side of the device, you can actually see how thin the device is here. On the right side, you have an SD card slot, you have a USB port, and then you have your Kensington lock. On the front of the device, it doesn't look like you have anything except a couple of LEDs here. Looks like you have a power light and a battery indicator. On the left-hand side, you have a headphone microphone combo jack, a USB 3.0 port, an HDMI port, and then of course your power port there. On the bottom of the device, it looks like you have some venting, and then you have your speakers on either side here. Your stereo speakers. You have 4 rubberized feet, and what looks different about this Chromebook as opposed to previous offerings is that the battery is not removable. So I happen to have the Acer Chromebook C710, and this is what it looks like here. So let's just do a quick comparison between these two devices. Now both Chromebooks have an 11.6-inch screen, and again, as I said, very similar in looks, except this is a little bit darker and the branding is a little bit different on here. The Chrome is larger on the newer one, and the Acer is actually smaller and pushed to the side. If my cat will get his tail out of the way. Now there's actually more ports on the older Chromebook, but I don't know if you're actually going to miss them on the newer device here, because you have a VGA port here, a Ethernet port here, and I think it has one more USB port on it. This is equipped with 3 USB ports, as the new one is equipped with 2. Pretty much the same size, except actually looks like the dimensions are all the same except the thickness. This device, the newer one, is a little bit thinner, as I hope I'm doing it justice there. So again, the real selling point on this device is the touchscreen. So let's open this up and see what it's all about in there. So the keyboard is very typical of a Chromebook keyboard, a departure from this previous version where you actually had the power button up here, you had a caps lock key here, function button. This is more of a traditional Chromebook keyboard with the power button on the keyboard itself. So it says here on this sticker, it says Chromebook, a new type of computer, acer.com/Chromebook. It's the Acer C720P with a touchscreen, fast boot up, 7.5 hours of battery life, the SSD, free apps available, built-in security, automatic updates, 100 gigabytes of Google Drive, and virus protection. Of course, there are no viruses on a Chromebook. But pretty much other than the keyboard differences with the previous model, the touchpad seems to be about the same size. Again, same size screen, but this is a touch screen, which makes it different here. As you can see, the big touch sticker on there, which we'll remove in a second. Now, typically I don't like glossy screens, but with a touch screen, you really can't avoid that. And let's see if I can pull this sticker off here. go. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, this does have a webcam up here. Now, the screen comes back, that's as far as it comes back on this device. Okay, the Chromebook didn't have any juice in it, so I just plugged it in and it powered up on its own. So this is going to be a fairly typical startup with a Chromebook, a setup process here. And if you're not familiar with how to set up a Chromebook, I'll walk you through this real quick. Let's see if we can show you this a little bit better here. Now, on the video, you might be seeing sort of a waviness to the brightness of the screen. That's not, when you look at it in real life, you don't see that. You're only seeing it right now. Sometimes different computer monitors do that. But let's see, it says welcome, select your language. Obviously I'm speaking English. Select your keyboard, US keyboard. I am in the United States, and select network. So let me select the network, my home wireless network, and I'll join you on the other side of that. Okay, I'm signed into my home wireless network. The next selection here says Google Chrome OS terms. Of course, I'm going to accept these terms, otherwise I can't use the device. One thing that's checked down here says optional, help make Chrome OS better by automatically sending usage statistics and crash reports to Google. I normally have all that stuff clicked no matter what device I use, whether it's a Google device, an Apple device, a Microsoft device, whatever. I usually do that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide, and I generally like to do it because if it does actually help make the products better, why not do it? So let me hit accept and continue here, and the touchscreen seems pretty responsive. Now it says Chrome updates automatically, so you always have the freshest version. When this download completes, Chrome will restart and you'll be on your way. So it says system update available, preparing to download, and I'm going to let that do that. Interestingly enough, I just updated my Android phone, my Nexus 5, to Android 4.4.2, which supposedly upgraded the camera on that device, so I'm anxious to try that out. So I got a couple of videos to film tonight, and this is the first of them. So, okay, downloading, about 5 minutes left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thing do its thing, and I'll join with you when it's done.